thank you guys so much for tuning in today. My name is Lily, and let's get into some coffee tasting. So today, as I mentioned in my last video, I put in an order for the Starbucks Reserve Nespresso collab pod that they have, the double espresso pod, which is the remix blend, and it finally came, guys. Okay, it finally came. Cute little packaging, kind of beautiful, you know, and y'all already know, like, I love the Starbucks pods, okay? I do love the Starbucks pods that are the third party, you know, in the stores, especially the blonde roasted one. I know some people don't. I'm a fan. I love Starbucks coffee in general, to be quite frank. So I'm really excited to try this pod and give it a go. I heard some mixed reviews about it. Some people really like it. Some people just aren't really a big fan of the fruity notes, I guess, that are in it. So we'll get into that today. I also did a whole haul of a lot of other Nespresso pods and some cups and all this other stuff for my birthday. I just had my birthday a couple days ago. So I might do a little mini haul video in the next few days. We'll see about all the birthday stuff that I got. And you guys can tell me what other pods you want me to taste test. Like I said, I got some of the filter pods for the original line and a few others that are kind of staples, but that I personally haven't tried yet. So it'll be nice to do a little taste test with y'all, and you guys can vote on that. Let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll do a little poll on YouTube, or you guys can hit me up on any of my social media platforms. But for right now, let's focus on this. And I think I'm also going to taste test the golden caramel pod today as well, because TJ has requested that. And fun fact, neither of us have had our coffee today, so this will be fun. I'm actually going to drink the Starbucks Remix pod. He has had one of these pods. I've yet to try it. And I'll do the taste test of the golden caramel as well. I don't have the box still, but I do have the pod. So we'll get into those and talk about it. So first, let's start off with the Starbucks Remix blend. Again, this is kind of an expensive pod, okay? I think the only one that's like close to as expensive is probably the Puerto Rico pod and the Hawaii Kona pod. This is like $20 a sleeve, $2 a pod. Like, it's a lot. I will say this is an intensity 6 out of 11, which I think is going to be overall a really good medium for a lot of the Nespresso pod lovers out there. But a little bit about the pod is, it says, together Nespresso and Starbucks Reserve are blending our expertise and pushing the boundaries of what coffee can be. Starting with this first innovative blend, Nespresso's sun-dried Ethiopia Mocha Boji delights with surprising flavors, while Starbucks aged Sumatra, aged for 3 to 5 years in towering stacks of burlap bags, brings rare spicy notes. Combining these selected lots, we've created an elevated blend featuring lush notes of wild berry and sweet spice with hints of citrus. This stunning brew brings a wondrous and unexpected tasting experience into the comfort of your home. So me and TJ love a good Ethiopian bean. We love Ethiopian coffee. I also like South American blends, like stuff from Guatemala and stuff like that. So I don't know a lot about like the aged Sumatra. I'm not usually a huge fan of aged Sumatra beans. Like, I'm not really a big fan of the Starbucks Sumatra blend, but I think that this will be a good pod nonetheless. The citrusy notes and stuff kind of reminds me of the Paris pod, and I really do like the Paris pod. I did get some in my haul. So yeah, I'm excited to give it a try. Here's also the little pod. I took one out, and it's a Starbucks Reserve. I think this might be in a limited edition pod. I really hope that they start doing an entire line of Starbucks and Nespresso, you know, collabs. I think that would be absolutely amazing, kind of like how they have the single origin line, you know, the reviving origins. I think this would be really cool. But, you know, Nespresso, what do I know? So, yeah, I'm going to give this a try. We'll give this a try first. But until then, I'm actually going to do the golden caramel pod and talk a little bit about that. Okay, so this is their golden caramel pod. They revamped, of course, the whole Barista Creations line. I've only tried the sweet vanilla so far, and of course, like the whiskey essence, which they just brought, but none of the like original ones that they started revamping, like the caramel cookie, a vanilla custard pie. Of course, I tried the sweet vanilla, and then they have like the chocolate one and the hazelnut one. The hazelnut one finally came out, so I'm hoping to order that soon, and I don't have the chocolate one. So when I do get both of those, I'm going to taste test them for you guys, but today it's going to be the golden caramel and the Starbucks one. So this one's supposed to have some sweet biscuity caramel roasty notes. It's supposed to be a little bit roastier tasting. I think it's going to taste really yummy. I think I tried the caramel cookie in the advent calendar and I wasn't super impressed. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do generally like flavored coffees. I just thought that maybe the caramel could be a little bit more pronounced. So I'm intrigued to try this just on its own, and definitely excited to try the remix. So let's make the remix first. We'll have a little coffee chat while I make the other one. So yeah, let's do it. I brewed the Starbucks remix in my little egg. Let's give it a try. So that's like, it smells kind of like fruity and acidic, so it's kind of promising. I can see what they're talking about with the wine and berry notes. It's very like, it's a very pungent fruity smell. It's kind of nice. It is like, just because when I dive into coffee, you know, I like my coffee to be a little bit sweeter. I do think this might be a little bit off-putting to people that really enjoy like a sweet smell to their coffee, but I do think this is a very complex smell and I like it. So let's give it a taste. Wow. I can definitely taste the Ethiopia in there. That is very fruity, very acidic. I do like it. I think it's really complex. Wow. So it's interesting because a lot of other pods don't really have this sensation where the front is very like, ooh, like kind of hard to swallow. And then as it goes down, it's really smooth. I experienced that with this pod. Like usually it's kind of not smooth going down, but this one is very smooth going down. It's just, there's a lot of acidity and fruitiness in the very front that kind of catches your tongue. Just like this. So I can see how this is kind of spicy. I'm not getting a whole lot of spices, but I am getting a whole lot of fruit, which again comes from the Ethiopia in this, I believe. They're talking about the Sumatra and it being a little bit spicy. I think maybe the smell comes across as that, but I don't get a whole lot of it in the pot itself. I would imagine that if it was really spicy, it would be a little bit harder to swallow just black like this. So I do really like it. I think that I'm trying to see like a pod that I could compare it to, but it is pretty unique, honestly. Nothing really comes to mind. It kind of has the feel almost of like maybe a little bit of the Italian espressos in the original line, where again it has that really like acidic taste to the tongue, but those tend to be hard to swallow. Like even the aftertaste is a little bit too much for me. This one is definitely smooth going down, which I really appreciate and I really like. I can see why this is an intensity 6. It's right in the middle. It's not too much. It's not too little. So I'm really trying to think of like a syrup I can make with this, because again, I haven't had my coffee. So I think what would be really good with this is like a maple and brown sugar combo. So I think I might do like, I have this maple donut syrup from Jordan Skinny Syrups that, again, I think if you saw my syrup video, I don't really care for that much. I do think it's good. I just don't think it really tastes like maple. So I'm probably going to have a little bit of that with the brown sugar cinnamon syrup that I have from Torani, and we'll give that a taste. But overall, I give this pod a solid 7.5. I think that this is something I might repurchase again just because I think it's interesting and I do like Starbucks coffee, but I don't think this is something that everybody needs to have in their repertoire, because it really is, I think, an acquired taste, that fruity taste. If you like the Ethiopia pod, you will like this. If you like kind of darker, roastier, I guess, tasting pods, you will like this. And if you like complex pods, you'll like this. If you're more of like a Melozio or like even a golden caramel or like, you know, Bianco Doppio, Bianco Piccolo, like those kind of creamier, nuttier, sweeter pods or double espresso dolce, I don't think this is going to be the pod for you unless you are okay with like expanding your palate type of thing. So I do really like this personally, just because, again, love Starbucks, love the fruitiness of the Ethiopia, and love the complexity of the pod. So I think this will be a good one. And again, intensity 6, you really can't go wrong. It's not too much, not too little. So yeah, that is my final review for this pod. I am going to make a drink with it towards the end of this video. But in the meantime, let's do the golden caramel. Okay, so I just brewed the golden caramel. And of course, it is about an 8-ounce pod. So of course, a lot more coffee volume than the double espresso. So that's why I put them in different cups. Okay. Definitely smell a little bit of caramel in there, but it's not like a very strong smell. Like that, the double espresso was definitely way more pungent in the smell and the aromatics that it was producing versus this one. It smells like a sweet biscuit. And I know that in the notes it did talk about that the notes in here, at least flavor-wise, were biscuity, creamy, sweet, and that it didn't have a whole lot of bitterness or acidity, which I think is promising. And I don't really expect a lot of bitterness or acidity from a lot of the regular Barista Creations pods. So that's going to be nice. But yeah, other than that, I'm just getting like a sweet biscuity smell. Okay. So I don't even know how to describe this because I do taste a little bit of that caramel, but I taste more of the roastiness of the pod than anything. I don't really get that sweet biscuity taste, maybe a little bit of like cereal, like weedy almost notes, but not like a sweet biscuit. As soon as I add syrup or creamer to this, I know for a fact that it will all go away. So I don't know, at least in compared to the caramel cookie that I tried months ago, I don't really taste that much of a difference. I wasn't a regular caramel cookie drinker, so maybe you guys can, in the comments, can let me know what you guys think, if this is really that revamped. Me personally, again, that one time versus now, not super revamped in my opinion. However, there are some pros to having this pod. One, again, very balanced, I think. Really, really good cup of coffee that you can put with almost anything. Very medium roast. I overall think that you can't go entirely wrong having this pod, even if you're not a caramel lover. So that is great news. You can put this with vanilla. You can put it with a salted caramel creamer. You can put it with caramel. You can probably even put hazelnut and it'd be just fine. Chocolate, all that fun stuff. So don't think you can go entirely wrong having this pod in your drawer. But I don't think that if you are a true caramel lover and that's what you're buying the pod for, I think you might be a little bit disappointed. But I do think in total for the rating, I would do it probably like a 6.5. Like, it's not great in my opinion. I probably won't buy it again unless I really, really have to, or unless TJ's crazy about it. But I do think overall, if you want to try it, go for it. I don't think you're missing anything by not buying it. Now, I will say I enjoy almost all of my coffee iced. So I'm going to put these two over ice, one for TJ, one for me with the remix pod. And I'm going to tell you what I put in it, how I like it, and we'll go from there. We'll tie all the video up. Okay guys, the moment that you, and definitely I've been waiting for this because I really needed a cup of coffee. So I was actually kind of bad. I brewed another one of the remix pods and put it in here. I'm just really needing the energy. So that's 4 shots. Don't be like me. Okay, I'm just crazy. But it's almost like a venti style drink from Starbucks. I did do the 2 pods, so about 4 ounces of espresso, a little over that, with 3 pumps of the maple donut syrup from Jordan Skinny Syrups, 3 pumps of the sugar-free brown sugar cinnamon syrup from Torani, and then I put like a cup of this pea protein milk or something. It's actually kind of good. I didn't expect to like it, but that's what I put in here. And then for TJ's, which he'll come over and try his, I put 3 pumps of salted caramel syrup from Jordan Skinny Syrups in there, about 2 tablespoons of creamer, which is a salted caramel or Himalayan salted caramel creamer from Honest to Goodness. And then I put a little bit of 2% milk in his as well, so about half a cup. So yeah, there we go. Let's give it a try. I'm really excited. This is so good. I usually don't use this Jordan Skinny Syrups thing, but mixed with the brown sugar is really, really good. Oh my god, y'all. This is amazing. Okay. After this drink, I will be very well caffeinated for the rest of the day. I think that the spiciness of the brown sugar syrup complements this really well. And yeah, I would say go out and buy it. I really like it. I love the Ethiopia coffee in it, and I think TJ will like it too. So I'll have him try mine, and then he can come over and try his for everybody. Okay, TJ, how do you like your salted caramel?
It's really good.
Okay.
I must say, it's
That's the new caramel cookie.
Oh,
It's the golden caramel pod.
Yeah, it's definitely a little different than like maybe a regular caramel pod. However, I think it's a nice touch.
Yeah, it's a nice touch. Awesome. You want to try mine? This is the Starbucks one. I know you've tried the Starbucks one already, but this is with brown sugar and maple donuts.
Yeah, I'm very surprised how fruity the Starbucks pod is.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Go try at least the Starbucks Remix pods. I really like that one. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you think of these two pods, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Bye.